Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. This is my daily vlog. Ever since I was laid off a few months ago, I decided to try to take content creation, my hobby, try to make it a full-time job. And this is where I document that. Not only that, it's because I'm a lazy procrastinator, this is how I get motivated each morning. I know that I have to get up in the morning, come in here, turn on this camera, and report to you. And that helps me stay motivated as I get feedback from you. And plus, again, I had to get up and turn on the lights and put in my contacts and all the things that you do in the morning that otherwise I could be lazy, and now it's forced me to not be. It's working. It has worked. I mean, this is part of my daily routine now, without a doubt. Okay, let's, by the way, I think I discovered the third phase of content creators' grief, so I'll tell you about that at the end. So let's see, talk about yesterday. So yesterday, oh wow. Yesterday was podcast editing day, but it almost wasn't. As soon as I finished recording in the morning, literally, this is the first thing I do. I say good morning to my wife, I get a drink of water, I come in here, and I do anything else. So I'd recorded my stand-up doing this, and then when I went into my office to start editing, no internet. A long story, essentially I came across, I had a computer that was kind of seized up. When I unplugged it from the switch, everything got better, but that's not before I rebooted a dozen other things to try to find out where the problem was, and swapped out a switch and swapped out a cable, and anyway, so it set my day back. Luckily I'd started my morning early, but it set the whole day back about 45 minutes or so we got started a little late. But once things were fixed and we got into the roll of things, there was a nice turnout over on Twitch. I saw a couple people just popped in and popped out. Someone popped in after the live stream was done to attach their free Prime subscription to our Twitch channel. Thank you, whoever that was. I did get to thank you in person when you were there, and a couple people during the stream did. So that's it was productive. I got the podcast completely done, and when I got it finished, both Mo and George had already completed their Tuesday task that often isn't done till Wednesday morning, and so that pod is fully done. I don't have to touch it today. Thursday's show that comes out tomorrow is in the can. You can listen to it right. You can't, but I could listen to it right now, and it's available Thursday. So having things done ahead of time is really relaxing. I've always lived pretty hand to mouth in terms of my procrastination, which I alluded to. But now Thursday's totally done. Don't have to tinker with that at all. Also, in the afternoon, I created another short form video. This one about Dragon's Lair, the Laserdisc game, animated by Don Bluth, and that one's out there as well. And it's doing fine. I prefer that shorts do what these shorts are doing. As I said, they don't just get like 1,000 views and then they're never seen from again. Instead, they get a few hundred and then they continue to trickle, getting 40 or 50 an hour, which is I'll take that anytime, because that's sustained. You get 10 of those, which we have about 10 or 15 of them, but you get 20, 30, 40, and that's a consistent flow of exposure that you can buy it, but it's expensive. And so these are working well. So let's talk in the interim. I don't think I've talked stats in a few days. Of course, I've talked about the overall malaise of the stats coming down off of that mountain. I think we're coming in for a landing now. The precipitous drop has stopped from the huge mountain from last month, and we've settled in. We used to be, for a while, we were getting tens of thousands of views an hour, and that's dramatically been coming down, settling into, I would say, an average of 400 or 500 views an hour, and dipping overnight to 2, and up in the afternoon to 5 or 6, and kind of settling in there, which is about double or so where we were before the big spike, which is, in hindsight, it makes sense. Okay, now that looks better. Subscribers are down to about 30 or so a day from what used to be 100 or 200 last week. Now again, that was way up from the norm. So 30 or so a day is great. And right now we're at 26,850 some. So not yet at the next 1,000, which is 27, but not far away. I would say at this rate, with no other spikes, we're about a week away from that next 1,000. I'm thinking, if we kind of stay where we're at. Today, though, I have a lot of things I want to do, and I think I won't complete any. I'll complete one of them, but a lot of them I want to start and work, and I don't know that I'll complete any of them. I will work on another short form video today, though. I've come to terms with, for the first about 5 months, I put out a new video every single day. And that was a grind that I think was unnecessary. It was better, I think, to sometimes spend time working on something rather than chewing up 2 hours to say I put something out, but rather to use that 2 hours to invest in something better. Because the volume didn't help, what it was I was doing is what ended up helping when I switched, what I'm doing is short videos. So I would like to get a short out today, not guaranteed, but I have 3 different long form videos that are going to take some time that I want to do some work and writing and research on. And since I have nothing else booked today, I can focus on doing the research for a couple of them. So I think today is going to be a lot of just document work and reading and preparation and writing. I might get in here and do some shooting. Some of it is based on capturing some screen footage, so I might be able to do that as well today. All this ramping up to hopefully a video ready to release tomorrow, Thursday. That would be nice. That would be 2 videos in a week, which is I prefer to have. I mean, at least one, but at least a long form. I mean, multiple in a week, but at least 2 long form would be nice. That's what I plan on doing. So I mentioned at the beginning that yesterday I just kind of off the cuff realized that I had gone from the stages of content creator coming down off of a high kind of grief, and the first one was, what was it? Something about being mad or angry or upset, and the second one was mockery. I was making fun of my situation. And I very definitely, where I'm at today, if this is any indication, the third step appears to be rationalization, because I mentioned yesterday, my friend Will commented me and talked about, you have to think about it in the big picture, and this is really what incremental growth looks like, and as I look at the stats and I go, oh no, even if I hadn't had the giant bump, then being here would have been at least being, still a small increase. It's still solid ground. What if the big bump had never happened? And so I'm rationalizing, how would I feel if the big spike last week hadn't happened? Would I feel better or worse right now? And realistically, if somebody said to me, well, you can be right where you are with no change, but get a giant spike in exposure and subscribers and views, would you take it? Of course I would. Well, that's what I got. It's just that I lived through it, and it was a high, and there was a hope that that could be a new norm, and as you come down off of it, you're like, come on, stop going down, stop going down. So, as you then kind of rationalize, you're like, okay, well, I would have wanted those views anyway. It's just I didn't like the feeling of coming down off of them, right? So maybe the third step, if it seems like this is true, is rationalization, because I'm definitely feel mentally, I'm kind of like, oh, it makes sense. And I think my rational mind is winning out over my emotions that made me bummed, because realistically, I'm in a better place than I was, 6 weeks ago, but now it took a little bit of a ride to get there is all. So, all right, I'm gonna get busy on this. What is today? Wednesday. Thank you for checking out today's vlog if you did. If you're here every day, love you for that. Thank you so much. Have a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.